was a cold and rainy night when I stumbled upon the isolated motel tucked away in the heart of the woods. The flickering neon sign read, "Woods Edge Motel," its letters barely visible through the thick mist. Seeking shelter from the storm, I decided to spend the night, oblivious to the horrors that awaited me. As I entered the reception area, the weary motel owner, Mr. Thompson, greeted me with a forced smile. He seemed anxious, his eyes darting around as if hiding something. Ignoring my gut feeling, I checked in and went to the room, eager to get warm and dry. As the night wore on, I couldn't shake a sense of unease that settled over me. Strange noises reverberated through the thin walls, whispering secrets I couldn't decipher. Determined to unravel the mystery, I exited my room, exploring the dimly lit corridors. Curious led me to the motel's office, where I found a hidden drawer filled with guest logbooks. Flipping through their pages, I noticed a pattern. Many names were mysteriously missing, as if erased from existence. The disappearances were alarmingly frequent, and my initial curiosity transformed into a burning desire to uncover the chilling truth. Unable to trust Mr. Thompson, I decided to conduct my own investigation. As the nights passed, I observed his suspicious behavior, nervous glances, and how he meticulously cleaned the rooms. It became clear that he was desperately trying to maintain his business, going to great lengths to cover up the vanishing guests. One evening, as I explored the motel grounds, I stumbled upon an old shed hidden behind a grove of trees. I discovered a collection of personal belongings, wallets, phones, and identification cards belonging to the missing guests. It was horrifying, evidence of lives snuffed out without a trace. The puzzle pieces began to fit together. The motel was a trap, a feeding ground for Mr. Thompson's sinister desires. He had lured innocent travelers, taking their lives and erasing their existence, all to satisfy his twisted obsession and keep his motel running. Filled with righteous anger, I vowed to expose Mr. Thompson's dark secret. Armed with the evidence I had gathered, I reached out to the authorities, hoping they would bring justice to the countless souls that had vanished within the motel's walls. But as the investigation unfolded, I was entangled in a web of corruption. It seemed that Mr. Thompson had powerful connections, and the authorities turned a blind eye to his crimes. I was alone in my quest for truth, left to navigate the treacherous path alone. The motel became my prison, a place of constant fear and danger. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of the lights sent shivers down my spine. I knew I was being watched and that Mr. Thompson would stop at nothing to protect his dark secret. In a final act of defiance, I gathered the remaining evidence and confronted Mr. Thompson. The showdown was tense, a battle of wills. But just as victory seemed within reach, I was caught off guard by a blow to the head, darkness swallowing me whole. When I awoke, I found myself locked in one of the motel's rooms, the chilling realization dawning upon me. I had become the next victim. Mr. Thompson's deranged smile greeted me as he reveled in his triumph, gloating his power over life and death. But I refused to submit. I fought against the restraints that bound me, my spirit fueled by a desire to expose the truth. With sheer determination, I broke free and desperately struggled against Mr. Thompson. He met his demise in the chaos, paying the price for his heinous crimes. The truth finally came to light as the authorities arrived, drawn by the commotion. The motel's dark secrets were exposed, and the lost souls found their voices. Justice prevailed, but the horrors that unfolded within the Woods Edge Motel would forever haunt those who had survived. I left that place forever changed, carrying the weight of the victims' memories. The motel remained a haunting reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath a seemingly ordinary facade. And as I moved on with my life, I vowed to never forget, always listen for the vanished's whispers, and fight against the shadows that threaten to consume us all.
I was no stranger to the paranormal. As a seasoned investigator, I faced countless spirits and malevolent entities. But the tale of the haunted room in the rundown motel intrigued me. Whispers of its dark secrets reached my ears, drawing me to where nightmares came alive. The motel stood like a forgotten relic on the outskirts of town, its faded sign barely visible amidst overgrown vegetation. With each step closer, a sense of foreboding gripped my heart. I knew I was about to confront a force far beyond my previous encounters. The room in question, room 213, had a long history of terror. Every guest who dared to sleep within its walls experienced horrific nightmares and unexplained phenomena. Some claimed to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the corners. In contrast, others were tormented by blood-curdling screams that echoed through the night. Despite repeated attempts to renovate or seal off the room, the malevolent presence persisted, feeding off the fear it instilled in its unsuspecting victims. As a paranormal investigator, I felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. It was time to unveil the source of the evil in room 213. I arrived at the motel determined to document and understand the depths of its darkness. The motel owner, Mr. Johnson, a middle-aged man with tired eyes, handed me the key to room 213, cautioning me to be careful. There was an unmistakable fear in his voice, a warning of the horrors that awaited. As night fell, I gathered my equipment and prepared to face the room's malevolence head-on. Opening the door, a chill crept down my spine and a musty smell invaded my nostrils. The room was dimly lit, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. I set up cameras, motion detectors, and voice recorders, determined to capture any paranormal evidence. As the clock struck midnight, the room seemed to come alive, its presence pulsating with sinister energy. Fear clawed at my heart, but I pushed it aside, focusing on my mission. I tried to immerse myself in the room's dark history, reading accounts of previous guests and their terrifying encounters. Their stories vividly depicted their torment, visions of grotesque creatures, suffocating nightmares, and a deep sense of impending doom. As the hours ticked by, the room's malevolence intensified. Strange shadows danced along the walls, flickering in and out of existence. Unseen hands seemed to caress my skin, sending shivers down my spine. I knew I was not alone in that room. Then the nightmares began. In my sleep, I was trapped in a twisted reality, tormented by grotesque apparitions and unspeakable horrors. Each nightmarish vision felt like an eternity, as if the room itself fed off my fear and conjured up its darkest creations. But amidst the terror, I sensed a presence, a glimmer of something more than just malevolence. It was a flicker of hope, a clue to the room's secrets. I followed that glimmer, determined to uncover the truth. As dawn broke, I reviewed the evidence I'd collected. The recordings were filled with unearthly sounds, whispers, growls, and bone-chilling laughter. The footage revealed spectral apparitions darting across the room, their forms distorted and filled with malice. The realization hit me like a lightning bolt. The room had been tainted by a malevolent spirit, a vengeful entity trapped within its confines. It sought to torment the living, drawing strength from their fear and anguish. Armed with this knowledge, I confronted Mr. Johnson, the motel owner. His face grew pale as I revealed the horrors that lurked within room 213. He confessed to the room's dark history, a story of murder and betrayal that stained the motel's past. We devised a plan to rid the room of its malevolence once and for all. Calling upon a team of experienced paranormal experts, we performed a cleansing ritual, channeling positive energy to drive out the vengeful spirit. The room was sealed off, forever closed to guests. As I left the motel, I learned that evil exists in the most unexpected places. The haunted room had left its mark on me, a reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved. But my journey as a paranormal investigator continued, for countless other haunted tales were waiting to be told and uncovered by those brave enough to face the darkness.
It was just a spontaneous road trip, a chance to escape the monotony of everyday life. The small motel on the outskirts of town seemed the perfect place to rest for the night. Little did I know that beneath its ordinary exterior, a sinister secret awaited, ready to thrust me into a world of darkness and terror. As I settled into my room, I couldn't shake an odd feeling that lingered in the air. Something about this motel seemed off, as if it held secrets within its walls. Curiosity gnawed at me, pushing me to explore further. In the dead of night, armed with a flickering flashlight, I entered the motel's corridors. Following an unexplained intuition, I stumbled upon a hidden door tucked away in a forgotten corner of the building. A faint light beckoned me, revealing a descending staircase that led into the depths below. Driven by excitement and trepidation, I cautiously descended into the unknown. The air grew heavy, suffocating me with dampness and an acrid scent. Illuminated by the weak beam of my flashlight, I discovered a labyrinth of tunnels snaking their way beneath the motel. As I continued deeper into the subterranean maze, distant whispers filled the air. The faint chants and dark incantations echoed through the tunnels, revealing the chilling truth. They were a breeding ground for a secret society, conducting rituals and sacrificing innocent lives. Fear clutched at my heart, but I knew I had to find a way out. With every step, I encountered macabre symbols etched into the walls, a testament to the dark forces at play. The tunnels seemed endless, an inescapable trap threatening to consume me. I couldn't help but wonder who these people were, and what drove them to carry out such heinous acts. Their motives remained shrouded in mystery, lost in the murky depths of these hidden tunnels. All I knew was that I needed to escape their clutches. As I ventured deeper, I stumbled upon a chamber adorned with grotesque statues and flickering candles. A group of hooded figures encircled a stone altar, their voices rising in darkness. Panic surged within me, but I couldn't afford to let fear paralyze me. I pressed on, my heart pounding, searching for a way out of this nightmarish underworld. The tunnels seemed to twist and turn, disorienting me at every corner. Time became irrelevant, as if hours were eternities within the earth's bowels. At the precipice of despair, I spotted a glimmer of light ahead. I followed its guidance with newfound determination, emerging into a moonlit clearing beyond the motel's grounds. The cool night air embraced me, a respite from the suffocating darkness I had just escaped. As I looked back at the motel, the hidden entrance to the tunnels now concealed, I knew I had uncovered a truth that few would believe. The secret society would continue its twisted rituals, undisturbed by the unaware guests above. Leaving the motel behind, I carried the weight of that experience, forever changed by the horrors I had witnessed. The darkness lurked in unexpected places, and the evil that thrived beneath the surface was a reminder of the fragility of our reality. My journey as a curious traveler took on a new purpose: to expose the hidden truths beneath the ordinary, and protect others from the shadows that seek to consume them. And as I ventured into the unknown, I carried with me the courage forged in those hidden tunnels, determined to shed light on the darkest corners of our world.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button.